This week on Tumbleweed and Tokai, we discovered a castle perched on a mountaintop and a monastery clinging to a cliffside. I'm Jill, and this is Terry, and together with our Huli Tokai and our band Tumbleweed, we're traveling the world. And this is Tokai in flying huli mode. Kind of a winter wonderland. Amazing expanses of snow. Karliovaya. I wonder if the color of the domes on all these mosques mean anything. The colors of the dome do mean things. Green symbolizes life and peace. Blue represents the infinite nature of the universe. Gold represents divine glory and majesty. Silver, purity, peace, and simplicity and faith. Above 2,000 meters here. Here we are, 2,100 meters. Pretty high. Lots of snow. The snow is as high as an elephant's eye, i.e. halfway up the van window. 2380. Woohoo! We made it to Erzurum. It's pretty organic. It's like the hillside just decided to turn into a castle. Wow. Keçi Castle lies just east of the village of Kale in the province of Gümüşhane in Turkey. The Turkish name translates back to Goat Castle, probably because it's on such a mountainous location. The castle is situated on a rocky spur, towering over 250 meters above the road that leads up to Bayburt. On the south side of the mountain, you can also see some ruined fortifications. It was probably a toll station on an old trade route and controlled the trade in spices and silk. A lot of the history of the castle is not known, but based on the way it was built, they think the lower part is from the Byzantines. The upper part was probably originally built in the early 13th to 15th century. It's thought that the castle originally watched out over the historic silk and spice routes. There are vaulted chambers in the castle, and a secret cellar lies beneath the eastern wall. The castle was restored in 2007, and it is free to visit. mood lighting in the tunnel. This is the road that leads up the gorge that goes to Sumela Monastery. When we got to the monastery, we changed our minds and didn't enter. A few reasons for that. Price was pretty high for foreigners. The path up to it was icy and snowy, and we'd seen pictures of the state inside, so we thought we could skip it. Sumela Monastery is a historic Greek Orthodox complex, and it is carved into a steep cliff high in the mountains above Trebizond. It was founded in 386 AD, and it has rock-hewn chapels, a sacred spring, and old frescoes. The name Sumela likely comes from the Greek word for black, referencing the dark rock of the mountain or a sacred black icon of Mary. The monastery was abandoned in 1923 during the forced population exchanges between Greece and Turkey. We decided to walk down through the forest. It was really fun because it was quiet. It was a cold, crisp day, blue skies, birds chirping. Occasionally we could glimpse the monastery through the trees or across the valley, clinging to the side of the cliff. Then we spent a nice couple of days at Camp Derici. They raise their own fish for their restaurant. They make a mean Turkish breakfast. I thought they were really inventive in their upcycling of materials to create a stove. On the way down the mountain, we got tumbleweed about. Then it was on down the mountain and east along the Black Sea toward the Republic of Georgia. The area around the city of Rize is noted for their tea production. The dark green plants climb the hillsides. Oh, wow, a lighthouse. One of my favorite things. We haven't seen any in a while. This is the site of a former tea market, or tea bazaar, but now I think it might be given over to tourism. We've got a fairly large tulip-shaped glass. Over there is a whole hillside covered with tea. The plants just climb up the steep slopes. We can actually see a bit of the Black Sea. And it's blue here. Those snow-covered mountains in the distance are the Kachars. They're often called the Switzerland of Turkey. Good morning. Today, we're heading over the border into Georgia, and we think we've done all the preparation that we need to do. We have the van documents, registration and insurance, but we'll have to buy Georgian insurance at the border because our EU coverage doesn't extend to Georgia. Terry and I have our passports and other identifying documents. We also had to buy traveler's insurance for Georgia. Never mind that we have very expensive American healthcare insurance. Georgia, as of the beginning of 2026, requires traveler's insurance for all people entering Georgia who are not Georgian citizens. Maybe there's an exemption for a few people, but like truck drivers and blah blah blah. Tourists now have to have compulsory travel insurance for Georgia, so we bought that. To get our little poolie, Tokai, over the border, he has his pet passport with all of his shots documented there, and we got a rabies titer for him just to appease the border gods. And then we read yesterday online that he has to have a international health certificate. So we took him to a Turkish vet yesterday and he got that little piece of paper. So hopefully he has everything that he needs to cross the border. So we're ready to cross the border, Toki's ready to cross the border, and Tumbleweed's ready to cross the border. So we're looking forward to a new country. We are off to the Georgian border. Wish us luck with the crossing. Thanks for joining us this week on Tumbleweed and Tokai. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel. Then join us next week, and hopefully we'll figure out why there's so many trucks and why there's such a long line of trucks waiting to cross the border. Thanks for watching.